Okay, so guided practice, graph the equation, and we're given 3x minus y squared is equal to 4x plus 25. So this is a y squared graph. So for y squared, the formula or the equation is going to be x is equal to y minus k squared plus h. So we need to rearrange and simplify to get this in this form. So let's have the x's on one side. So we'll have 3x minus 4x and the y's, so y squared plus 25. So simplifying, minus x, and then on the right we can simplify this by writing this as y plus 5 squared, and we can divide by minus 1, so we'll have minus, and then y plus 5 squared. Now we can use this to find the vertex. So the vertex is hk, and this is going to be our minus k, and we have a plus 0 for h. So we have a vertex at 0, minus 5. So this tells us from the parent graph, which would have had a vertex of 0, 0, that this has actually been moved. But because the graph is actually going to be either facing to the left or to the right, this is going to shift down. So it's been translated down. And we'll look at that a bit later. So the next thing we need to do, we've got our vertex, axis of symmetry. So let's find the axis of symmetry. Now with y graphs, y squared, this is going to be y is equal to k. And our value of k is minus 5. So it's going to be at minus 5. Now, next thing we need to find is the focus. So the focus, and the formula we're going to use is going to be h plus 1 over 4a comma k. And we just substitute in the values. So the value for h, so this is going to be 0, 1 over 4a. Now, if I go back to my equation and I add in a minus 1 there, so this is going to be multiplied by minus 1. And then we have comma k. So just working this out for the focus, let's just write it here. So the focus, this is going to be 1 over minus 4, so that's going to be a quarter. So this is going to be minus a quarter, and our value for k is minus 5. So a coordinate of our focus is going to be minus a quarter minus 5. So we've got our focus, we've got our axis of symmetry, we've got our vertex. So now we're going to look at finding the directrix. So the directrix, the formula we're going to use is x is equal to h minus 1 over 4a. And if we substitute in the values, so h is 0, and that's going to be 1 over, and a is minus 1. So minus 1 over minus 4. So these will cancel. So we're going to have a line at x is equal to a quarter. Okay, so next we want the length of the latus rectum. So this is our 1 over a, our absolute value. So we have 1 over minus 1. So remembering this is going to be positive, so it's going to be 1 unit in length. So the direction of the opening, now we got A is -1, so it's less than 0. So it's going to open to the left. Okay, so now we need to look at graphing. So let's have a look. So let's draw an axis. Okay, so we've got our axes. I'm just going to write down the information that we know. So the vertex. So the coordinates for the vertex. So this is at 0, -5. So 0. So 0, -5. So our vertex is here. So this is at 0, -5. And our axis of symmetry, we said was at y is equal to -5. So this is going to be y is equal to -5. So our axis of symmetry. So our focus. So our focus, the coordinates for our focus, we just worked out at -1/4 and -5. So -1/4 -5. So this is going to be, so let's make this a bit bigger. So this is going to be literally here. So it's going to be a small space. And then the directrix, we said that the directrix was at x is equal to 1/4. So this is equal distance. So the equal distance between here and then our directrix is going to be at x is equal to 1/4. So that is going to be this line down here. So this is the directrix. So we said that this is at equal distance. So this is equal to 2p. So the next thing we're going to add now is our latus rectum. And we said this is 1 unit. So let's go for a different color. Right, so our latest, so from the focus point. So our focus point is this blue point here. And we're looking at 1 unit. So if 1 unit, that means it's going to be half a unit either side. So this is our line for our latus rectum. Now, what we could do is use the table, or we could, our formula or equation we have is x is equal to minus y plus 5 squared. So we could substitute in a value just to get another 2 points, just to get an idea where the graph is going to be. So if I look at my graph and I look at a value on the y-axis at -3, I can substitute that in. So x is equal to -3 plus 5 squared. And this will give me a value of x is equal to -4. So -3 minus 4. So I'm going to have a coordinate here. And I know that it's symmetrical. So this is actually, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So another point there. So now I could just draw from my vertex. So this is going to be coming around here through this point. And it's going to look something like this.